Well, we have someone on already. Good evening, whoever it is. If you can comment so you can show me who you are. Welcome to the Wren Circle, and glad to be back. Wow, it seems ages that I've been live. It just feels ages that I've been on live, but great to be back. And been very busy at work. So yeah, it's been intense, the energies. Anyway, I'm delighted. Oh, who's on? Ken, I can't see it. I've no glasses. Put on my glasses. I'm blind as a bat at this stage in my life. Love is love. Lovely. Thank you. Welcome. You're very welcome. Just tell us where you're from. It'd be great. So anyway, it's great to be live, and I'm so happy. Thomas Flynn, hi. Hi, Thomas. Nice to have you on board this evening. And it's my great pleasure really to have my friend Maya McClean to talk to us about her journey and just about her spiritual path as well, and where it's led her and people she's met, and just an amazing person. So nice to have you all on board. So I'm just going to actually add Maya now. So you just have to give me 2 minutes before I can. So I just have to add Maya. One second now. Not there. No, not there. So I have invited Maya, and I just need to add her. 1 second. Is it this one? Maya. And then I'll Maya McClean. Okay, done. There we go. Invite. Okay, right, Maya. I think you could probably have seen that now, and I think I can. Should I go back in? So I'm hoping Maya can see the invite, and she'll probably be with me in a minute. There. 1 second, we just press this. No, I don't want that. So actually, Maya, can you actually, oh, she's here. I am live, Maya, yeah? I'm live. Can you see the invite? If you press on the invite, then you'll come into my screen. So I'm actually live, Maya. If you can see you'll probably see the invite in your notifications tab. This is always a problem. I send the invite and then they can't see it. So I'm just, oh, here's my invite. Oh, here it is. So I have my share live feed. No, I don't want to do that. I have my, yeah. Sorry about this, folks. I'm going to get her on in a sec. Yeah, she's. Maya, can you see the actual invite? Can you hear me? This is, and it worked with Jim Conway, so. I just don't know. Normally when I go down to the invite I can add her, but it's not. I can't see it there today. Hi Angel, how are you? Just give you a wave. Welcome Angel. Angel Barboni Smith is on. I'm just trying to get Maya in, you know, the usual. It's so annoying. I have the invite there. So let's see, add viewers. Let's get Maya up this way again. Maya McClean. Oh, she's not coming up there, and I did invite her. So this is just so annoying. I'm just wondering, Maya, can you? 1 second, I'm just going to message her. Can you see the invite? And Maya, you have to have your phone turned sideways as well. Maybe that might be it, why you're not spotting the invite. Because normally it would come up. So normally it would come up that I can then add Maya. No, it's very unusual. Request to be in your broadcast. Allow viewers to be in your broadcast. You can add them at any point. Yes. Add viewers to your... I'm in the group. Right. Okay, Maya. I've sent you... Hang on. I'm just going to try this again. Maya McClean. E-A-N. Done. Here she is. Yeah, Maya, I sent you an invite. Yeah, I see that. I've sent you an invite. Can you see the actual invite, Maya? I've invited you. If you can see it. Invite group members. Yeah, I've invited you. Can you actually... oh, it's Jerry Anderson's on. Hi, Jerry. Please. Great that you're here. I've just sent you a wave. Maya, can you actually see the invite that I sent you? Here. Hi. Hi, Jerry. Great that you're here. I'm just trying to get Maya on. It's the usual... I don't know... It's so complicated on Facebook, honestly. You send the invite and the person's supposed to see the invite. And I don't know, can you see the invite? No, it looks like this. I'm just sending her to see, can you see the invite and the invitation in the notification tab? So I'm just waiting to see, can she see that? 1 second now. Maya, I think you like, there's people on the live. Can you in your notification tab, Maya, you'll see that I've gone live. So if you click into the live feed, then I can add you. Did you get that? So if you go into the, if you go in, Maya, to the, your notifications tab, you'll see that I've gone live. Go on the live and then I can add you because I've sent you an invite from there. So hopefully we'll get her on in a minute. Hope everyone's having a good week. Mine was very busy. I had a really busy week and yeah, busy but productive, you know, but really, really busy. I'm just waiting to see, is Maya going to come back to me? So Maya, if you go into the notifications tab, you will see that that the Ren Circle has gone live. And then if you like join the live feed watching it, then you will come up and I can add you. There's an invite gone to you. Let me see. Angel, you see the people that are viewing now, let's say the people that are viewing, they're on the invite, you know, I can see them because they're present with me. So in your notifications tab, is this the right place? No, can't find one, only these. Okay, did you see that Ren Circle went live? So Marina is here. I think Marie Anna, I think you're a friend of Maya's, are you? I'm just waiting to get her on. We're just having a difficulty. Maya McClean, you're on. Okay, so let me have a look now. There we go. Add. I have you, Maya. I see it. There you go. I'm just adding you now, so you should be connected. I give you a wave. I'm just waiting, Maya. I'm praying that you come on. Yes, Mariana. Yes, your friends Maya. Connecting. We're connecting, Maya. You're nearly with me. Hey, here we go.
Figured it out.
We got it. Hey, you look amazing.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Yeah, welcome, Maya. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining me.
Of course. Is the service okay? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, perfectly. Yeah. So,
Great.
okay, let's start off. We met about, I think it's about 5 years ago now, is it? 4 or 5 years ago. You'd met Elijah Ray, and it was all that time when do you remember there was standing rock?
Rock. Yeah.
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 It was when all that was going on. Yeah, and me and Maya connected. I didn't even know who Maya was. I just, I just liked her energy, and we're chatting. Then the next thing was, oh my gosh, she was. You worked with Prince, and anyway, we've been friends for what, 4 or 5 years.
Mhm. Yep. Do you remember how we connected?
Okay.
Like what had us
Yeah,
connect?
weird. That's the way it happens, anyway. Yeah. So, Maya, can you tell us, you're from Australia anyway, originally, aren't you?
Yep, I'm from Australia. I grew up I was born in Sydney, and I lived in Darwin, which is the Northern Territory. I was up there for 3 years with my mum, which was beautiful because we got to connect with a lot of the native Aboriginals and just be in nature up there, which was really nice. And then my mum was kind of getting homesick for some of her friends, and then so one of my mum's friends and her, they kind of picked a spot on the map in between Sydney and Darwin, and it ended up being called Byron Bay. And they just ended up moving there. They didn't know anything about the place, but they said, let's just meet here. What's this place? Byron Bay. Okay, I'll see you there. So they ended up traveling, my mum and her girlfriend, and met in this area. And it ended up being a place called Byron Bay, which is kind of like the New Age capital and yoga capital of Australia. There's a lot of sectors and beautiful wildlife and beaches and mountains and rainbows. They call it the Northern Rivers area.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So I ended up growing up there.
Yeah. So nature was important to you.
Yeah. I loved nature, and that area is really beautiful, and yeah, that kind of introduced me to having to be in nature all the time. I love it.
I know. And so you went from Australia and you ended up in America with Prince. Like, what happened in between? What a dream! Did you dream it? Did you dream that?
It wasn't necessarily Prince that I dreamed of, though, but I was always dreaming about dancing with Michael Jackson. That was my first dream. And we started training as maybe when we were 7 or 8 or something like that, a little bit, and then we really got into our performing arts. This was me and my twin sister. I've got a twin sister for anyone that doesn't know. And Andy.
Yeah.
So we both started to train to become dancers. But we really tapped into a lot of artistry over in America, and we used to listen to the radio a lot because we didn't have TV. We were living in the forest and we had no electricity, so we were like stuck up on a mountaintop and just living up there and listening to the radio. And then we learned about artists like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Michael Jackson, and started listening to their music, and started singing and just kind of started practicing that way. And then once we started getting more into performing arts, we wanted to meet Michael Jackson. That was my first dream.
Just like that.
I want to meet
Why
him.
not?
Once we his videos and copying off his dance moves and doing all this stuff. Jamona, it was all fun. Just the energy of him and his imagination and videos and It was really creative. So he was our kind of inspiration to go, okay, what's for us? What is our dream? At the time, our mum was looking after a lot of homeless kids. So she was kind of on her mission to try and help the homeless and advocating. She wanted to get like land outside of every town, every city, and build this model to bring kids onto so they can relearn skills and get integrated back into society. So she was pretty much on her mission. And then me and my sister, our mission was to meet Michael Jackson. And our mum simply said, if you want to go and meet Michael, you're going to have to go to Sydney because he's not going to come up here because we're all
She was she was a straight talking lady, was she?
Well, you got to go to Sydney then because that's where his concerts are going to be. We said he's not going to come up here, and we go, all right. Well, I guess we're moving to Sydney.
Okay.
So we ended up moving to Sydney, and Mum just let us move down there. We were 14, and we moved in with a cousin. He was like 27, so we had an adult with us, but we were still kind of ended up taking care of ourselves, and we started. We went to performing arts school and trained there, and I think maybe 2 years later or a couple of years later, maybe I feel like it was maybe within the first 2 years, Michael Jackson's tour was coming to Australia, and we're like, okay, here's the time. This is why we moved here. And then the night that he landed was our end of year performance of the dance school that we were training in. And I was just like, it was like a test kind of thing. So we came to Sydney to meet Michael Jackson, and our performing arts class or performance that we've been training for all year, and me and my sister were the stars of the show too. And so we couldn't really get out of it. Michael Jackson's landing, and we just want to leave and go to the airport. I don't need to do this performance. For this, I came to meet Michael Jackson. But Michael inspired us to dance, so it was kind of like that pull. And then Mum goes, what would Michael Jackson do? I'm like, he'd stay and do the performance. And then we were all bummed. So we did the performance, and then once the performance was over, we went to the hotel where Michael Jackson was and just hung out in the lobby for a few days. Yeah. And then we because we were so committed to meeting him, that was our goal. We got to stay focused. We saw one of his security guards downstairs, and I said, that's one of Michael's security guards. I've seen him in the background of Michael's photos. And Mum goes up to him and starts talking to him. And then we end up getting a meeting with Michael Jackson's advisor, and we get taken up to his room and we have a meeting with him, and he gives us tickets to the concert and then also tickets to one of Michael Jackson had a premiere of one of his music videos in Sydney at one of the movie theatres. So we got tickets to go to him. So we ended up going to the concert and going to this premiere. And so we get to the premiere, and this time was like before we were 16 at this time, and there were no cell phones at the time. So we're like, how are we going to find Michael Jackson's advisor? He said we can come, but there's no tickets. Our name's not on the. Who do we talk to? And the whole theatre was packed full of like fans and stuff outside. Everything was just mobbed, and we're just like, how are we going to even get in? And so we walked around and we're pushing, and Mum's like one of those stage mums pushing in. She was always like that, just committed to to her goal, and anything's possible, and we're going to get in, all positive all the time. I'm like, we're not going to get in. How are we going to get in? I was all pessimistic at the time. And so we walk around the back side of these stairs, right when Michael Jackson's advisor's walking up this red carpet to go into the theatre, and he sees us and he goes, they're with me. And then the security guards open, the thing on the red, pushed onto the red carpet. There's fans everywhere pushing, and we got kind of pushed on. And I look up, and Michael Jackson's walking past, right in front of me. I'm just like, what the hell?
You'd still be the same if he was still here, bless him. You'd still be the same. You'd be, oh my God, what an amazing experience.
I mean, when it's inspiration, and kind of he was bringing me and my sister out of our shell and having us move into our career, and he inspired us to be entertainers. And so after that we ended up going into the theatre. We watched the whole movie, and in front of us were all Michael Jackson's dancers. There was like a row of his dancers and choreographers sitting in front of us, and the movie was awesome. And there was like parts where there was a lot of rhythmic kind of percussive stuff, and all the dancers are in front of us, and they're like, they're all grooving like this. I'm just like, groove. I want to be them kind of thing because I wanted to be them.
I
So I
know,
got to
yeah. My own daughter actually was the same as a kid. You know, she saw something and she's, oh, you want to do that. I know I know that feeling. You just said that's it. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I know.
So that's me, and you're looking at your future self. Anyway,
So so what happened then, Maya? Did you and Andy go to the States?
From there, we ended up meeting Michael Jackson, and we spent 4 hours in his hotel room. So we ended up getting our dream come true, and he gave us like Jackson and all this stuff. It was so generous, beautiful guy, so generous and funny and just cool. So from there, we ended up doing more performing arts in Australia. We ended up we're in The Lion King, we're in Moulin Rouge.
All right, so you did theatre performance, yeah.
Yeah, we did a lot of that in Australia, and then we ended up working on cruise ships, and so we ended up booking a cruise ship job in the Caribbean, which kind of got us connected to America. And then from there, we came back, we did The Lion King, and then we moved to America from there. And our godmother, she was already living in LA, so she was like our kind of ground in support.
It was all destined. It was all planned for you, yeah. So how did you get to work then with Prince?
Well, our first kind of landing was our godmother connected us with a African American modern dance company. So we trained there a bit, and we did some shows with them. But after a while, it just didn't feel right, and we were just like, "What are we doing? I want to dance with like pop stars and singers, and I wanted to dance with Michael and things like that." I said, "So this isn't the right track," and it didn't feel right. So on the way to rehearsals one day, we were with our manager and we were driving down to rehearse, and we said, "Let's just stop. Like, this isn't the path." And we called them up and we said, "We're not coming back." And they said they were fine with it. Like, they let us go full easy. Like, how do we get out of this, out of our commitments, right? And it was just all easy. And the rest of that day felt like, oh, we're exploring now. And then 2 weeks later, our dance agent booked us an audition with Prince. We did the audition and we got the job.
Just like that?
Yeah, it was honestly first it was for a music video. And then so we did that audition and we got in to do the music video, and we're in the middle of rehearsals. And then Prince wanted to get to know us more, so we ended up meeting at, do you know the Roosevelt? Have you heard of the Roosevelt in Hollywood? So there's a building called Roosevelt. The old Academy Awards used to be held there when they were smaller, back in the 40s or something, and it's all old school Hollywood, really cute. There's like a pub down the front, in the front area, that they call Teddy's, and that was somewhere that Prince would go. So he invited us to go there, and we were hanging out with him at the club because he's always listening to the music and stuff. And then he wanted to kind of get to know us, and we were still in the middle of rehearsals for the music video. And then my sister's ex-boyfriend was there at the time, and me and Nandy are just kind of, we don't know anything. We're so ignorant to the way the world works and Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. And after we left that night, my sister's ex-boyfriend, he was there, and he goes, he was testing you guys. Like he was asking, because he was asking us a lot of questions, and he was trying to figure out who we are, get to know us, what type of people are we, like would we rat him out to the press, or do things like that, like make him look bad, or he was kind of feeling us out. And he goes, yeah, I'm just like, I'm so ignorant to it. We're just enjoying ourselves and having fun. But he said,
and plus the fact he was a workaholic as well, wasn't he? He was like focused. I mean, it was unbelievable the amount of hours he put in. Well, this is what I have read about him anyway, that he was absolutely, like, you had to rehearse until it was absolutely perfect.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing what he loves, so I kind of didn't really call it like a workaholic. It's just more, I'm doing what I want to do. And then his rehearsals are just going for 5 hours, and half of it's like a jam session anyway, just enjoying himself. And we're playing, like the jam sessions were more like we're getting in sync together, instead of we're going to rehearse a song from top to bottom, and well, that you did that part wrong, so let's go back and do it again because messed it up. That's how people usually do rehearsals. But a lot of his rehearsals, maybe we did that sometimes, but a lot of his rehearsals was we're jamming out the songs, jam, 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 jam. Let's feel it out, and we might go like a normal song might go for like 3 to 5 minutes, and we could jam on that song for like 20 minutes or something like that until everyone's in the groove and then rehearsing. But for us,
yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, so that you get the feel of it. Yeah, to feel it. Yeah. So you were 10 years with Prince, and that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a long time in your life, isn't it? That's really huge, immense influence in your life to be 10 years working with. Well, not only that, he was an amazing artist. So, in what way did that influence your life, Maya, do you think?
Well, I definitely learn a lot about how he operates in business. I mean, obviously, there's all the music side, and he's like a perfectionist, and he thinks of every little detail. For me personally, I rebelled against a lot of the ways that he wanted to do things. I didn't want to get told what to do, and I had mad control issues in the beginning, and I ended up kind of distinguishing that after a while. And I ended up sharing it with him, saying I've had control issues and I didn't want to listen to things that you say. You're working for someone at that level, you're in his universe. Like you're in his flow, in everything in his organic, whatever he feels like. And then we're just a part of it kind of thing, which is a blessing. But when you've got your own path, sometimes it feels like I got to do my own stuff. I feel like it's kind of taken over my life. And I've got my own point of view and my own thought process, and and I want to put I want to have a say, kind of thing. So I had all of those issues a little bit, but I also was learning a lot and loved him like a brother and a dad, and yeah, he taught me a lot about business around making sure that you own all your own material and your songs, and he used to say you don't want to be that executive table and being in kind of like when you try and get to the top of your game, sometimes you can get trapped in it. You don't have the freedom to do what you want.
Well, exactly. He laid down that boundary from the start, anyway, didn't he, Prince? I mean, he was adamant. He was going to own everything that he was writing. So he was adamant with that from the start, anyway, wasn't he?
Yep, and he was doing all his own writing and doing all of that kind of stuff, and then even the way his deals, he probably have collaborated with way more companies and people and artists, but it wasn't him to kind of water down his energy and his brand,
Yeah. So a big transition when well, I know you'd left Prince, but then his death, and your mum passed as well, which was two big, huge losses in your life. So I suppose, and most of the time when you get you question then your reason for being here, don't you? Really, when you have losses like that, they really deeply affect you. So in what way did those losses affect you and then threw you onto a different path, maybe your soul purpose?
Losing my mum was a huge deal, just because she was kind of like the cushion and the comfort, and she was always believing in me and my sister, and she was just do what you want to do, do what you love. She had always instilled that positivity. She was like Julie Andrews kind of thing, like just a spoonful of sugar, kind of like you could put her in a character, it was kind of a bit of that, always wanting to you can create whatever life you want, and you just got to do what makes you happy. It was always that.
Actually, that's very funny you mentioned just a spoonful of sugar. That's from Peter Pan, isn't it? Or it's from
what's it called? The Sound of Music.
Sound of Music, that's right, yeah.
Andrews.
Julie Andrews, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you there. I just thought that's an amazing song. Your mum was singing it.
Yeah, so that was a big deal, but I'd been doing a lot of self-development work right before Mum died, like maybe the few years before she passed. And my mum was like, she wouldn't want to die because she wouldn't want to leave me and my sister. Like she wouldn't want to leave us by ourselves, or she wouldn't want to hurt us or whatever. Like she was selfless like that. Like always giving to everyone else. And because I had done so much self-development and just kind of understanding my spiritual side and my own alignment, she felt okay to pass away. And she goes, I think you guys are good now. Like it was kind of made her feel like she was okay to let go and release and stuff like that. But then when Prince died, it felt like kind of like he was my mentor in a way, but then also kind of like a father figure, and also like kind of career guide, and also like a financial support too inside of, because that was my main gig kind of thing.
I know.
And it felt like there was always something that we could create with him as well. And Michael Jackson passed too, so they were my three big, like mum is the leader and all that support in that way. And then Michael Jackson was my artistry, was more of my artistry inspiration.
Yeah.
And performing as a dancer. And then and then Prince was just kind of like my real world grounding, like kind of like brother slash dad, business mentor, and music too, obviously the guitar and all of that kind of stuff.
It's amazing when you have losses like that in your life. It's like as if you were tossed out into some different path, and it's scary at the time, isn't it? You really have to find your own inner strength then, because all these people that were there they were in the background supporting you, they're gone, and you're left really alone, really, in a kind of a physical sense. And the feeling inside is where you have to dig deep and find your own strength, to find, well, your identity was taken away really, then Prince is gone, and so an identity that you did have is gone, isn't it? It's just completely gone, and you have to kind of find your own way in the world. You're literally finding your own identity. And so how did that transition? How did you feel going through that transition, Maya?
Yeah, I was already kind of on the path before Prince died, because I was a twin. I'd never, and people can probably understand this kind of, I guess, codependency. That you don't have to be a twin to be codependent with someone else, or or doing kind of doing what society tells you to do, whatever your upbringing, education, religion, whatever. Anything can kind of distract you from your own listening of yourself and your higher self and your kind of like your purpose for being on the planet. And when we don't pay attention and we don't listen to it, then we can fully go off the path. But for me, my distraction was my twin sister, and everything we created up until maybe like 4 years ago was always together. But I never had my own individuality as a person. I mean, I did within the dynamic, but whenever we created our life, like we're like, what do we want to kind of do next? And we liked a lot of the same stuff, so we'd go, okay, let's create here. But I never really checked in with what was authentic for me. So I was finding myself feeling kind of trapped in a creation that wasn't authentically me, because we were doing music and we created a band, and I know that I was definitely getting inspired by Prince to have an actual band, and then the style of music was kind of what felt like it was for me and Mandy at the time. But just the way we were going about it, I'd never really connected to myself, like connecting to my higher self on a spiritual sense. Everything was mental, which is how we can get stuck. And I felt like I'm like, what is this music that I even created? I don't feel connected to it. I don't feel like it's authentically me. Some of the songs I felt like I was trying to, I'm not saying that they weren't good songs or anything. Like I think they were still pretty
Just
good.
didn't resonate with what was going on inside you. Yeah.
To it was just like how can you sell something that doesn't feel like it's authentically you? It could be 10 hits, but it doesn't mean that it's authentically you. And if you don't have anything around you to sell it for you, then you just kind of pretending.
No.
And then I know a lot of artists can get pretense that they're stuck in the performance of of the thing, or there's a game I'm playing, or let me be this, and then people can perceive me that way, and it's like you're an entertainer pretty much. And I was sick of that because I was being a dancer, and when I'm dancing on other people's shows, it's fine because I'm choosing those roles. But when I'm doing my personal music and my own artistry, like what's authentic to me, and then that's when I really started getting connected to my own journey and my own higher calling. But when Prince died, I definitely heard a little voice in my head saying it's your turn, because Prince dying was the last one. There was Michael, Mum, and then Prince. And then after he died, I could feel it, like it was literally in that moment that I got the news, and I heard going down, it's your turn, like it's time for you to lead, kind of thing. And I'm like, all right, like literally what I heard. And I was working for a production company, and it was time to leave that production company. I was there, I felt like 6 months too long because I was doing film at the time. After I'd left my music and my band, I had to just move into what was organic and what felt right for me. And I just started producing and directing, and then worked for a production company, and I was there too long. And I stopped listening to myself for like 6 months, and I was like, oh my God, I need to, it's time for me to shift. And I could feel my soul kind of dying and compressing down, and you start becoming like dead inside, kind of thing. And for someone that's always been like, my mum kind of started me on this journey, just do what you love. But I was kind of listening to words of wisdom, but didn't feel like it was connected through my actual purpose. It was, so I'm just doing what I love, and it's fun and blah blah blah. But I was still kind of miserable and trapped in the matrix of it all, until I started connecting to my own calling, and then everything changed.
Yeah. And I do know, after Standing Rock, you went to Mexico, didn't you? And I remember saying, you remember I actually was speaking to you 2 weeks ago, and I said, I'm so delighted you're back in Mexico, Maya, because you were really, really happy when you visited Mexico. You went there, didn't you, to kind of, you needed to find yourself, didn't you? And you just loved Mexico, and I'm so delighted you're back there. You're actually radiating. You can see it. You're happy. I'm delighted that you're there. Yeah. So tell us about Mexico, because I know you loved it when you visited. Was it about three years ago?
Yeah. I came down here because I discovered that I had fibroids in my uterus.
Oh
And,
yes, that's right. Yeah.
I couldn't work. I had to, because I was coaching at the time. I had just started coaching. Like I was on that journey and doing intuitive healing and massage and traveling and doing music and stuff. And I couldn't work for like 2 months, and I needed people to bring me food and
I know you were. Oh yeah, you were poorly that time. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in so much pain, and then but I was committed to my healing journey, and I was still just sitting there in bed, optimistic. I had a girlfriend bringing me food, and I was kind of helping people, and little bits, but not exerting too much energy. And my friend who was bringing me all this um, like healing kind of vegan food, I was kind of helping her with her website because she was spending time there. So let me just help you with your website. Give me something to do. And so I was helping her build some of her brand and stuff, and empowering her, what was like kind of like a trade, because she was helping
just to tell you there, Maya, your friend Mariana, she said, that's what I told you too. Mexico makes her amazing vibration. Your amazing vibration coming from you because of Mexico. Yeah.
It's all about making sure you're in alignment with where you physically are too. Everything. When you pay attention, you can feel, your vibration shift. So I came down here. I stayed with a girlfriend. She was in the beginning of starting like a private yoga retreat little area. So I was with her there a lot, and just kind of did music, and I didn't really do much really. I never went to the beach that time. I was just in the jungle, which was beautiful. So this time I'm here with my partner. The first time I came, I had an opportunity to start working at the retreat potentially, and doing like healing sessions and helping build out the place with my friend, and it just didn't feel right. I'm like, I felt like the next part of the journey was to create partnership, and so since then I met my girlfriend Amira, and
I remember you meeting. Yeah, so yeah, so it's absolutely amazing, your journey. the way it's just taken a whole new direction. Isn't it fantastic?
Yeah, and it's funny that I knew that I didn't want to be here because I'm like, I need to discover my a partner, and
Yeah.
down here in the jungle, I'm not going to meet anyone. Like it just felt right. Not to say that it's not possible, but at the time it didn't feel right. But then now that I'm back here with my partner, it just feels right. I'm like, yep,
Yeah.
like I love being down here, and we're just enjoying the jungle, and we've got like a little, like on the outside of our place, there's like people walking by.
I know, I can see that lovely. I can see it. It looks fabulous. We're going into our winter here. I'm so jealous. I'm really envious of you. Beautiful sunshine there.
Humid, and we're going into winter, but it's still hot. Like the beaches are warm, the water's warm.
Yeah.
We've got like a little canal, this property is called lagunas. So there's like little lagoons where you can ride. They've got little canoes, like just out here. They've got canoes that you can jump in and ride around this little canoe around the facility. And then they've got like cute little mini wading pools throughout the property, and like a big pool and a gym. And, so it's good this is kind of what we wanted. We're both, building my coaching business, and we just wanted to be in a place where, and get out of America.
So do you know, Maya, it's amazing. I mean, with the internet now and coaching, you can have live feeds like we're having now and coaching sessions. You don't have to be in a particular location anymore. You can be anywhere in the world and you can coach. And the thing is, you're in a place where it resonates with you and makes you shine. And so it's just perfect, because if you're looking after yourself and you feel happy within, then that is the example that comes through when you're doing healing or coaching or anything. And like, you look amazing, you're just shining. So I mean, that alone is an example to anyone, especially if you're going to become a healer or a coach or whatever. So in what way do you do your coaching? How are you coaching people?
Yeah. So my core value is the four laws of alignment, which is what I teach. That's kind of like the basis of it. And it's really about connecting to your passion and your purpose in life. So I've got a methodology that's like pretty much 4 easy steps that I take you through initially. That's kind of the foundation of what I build to help you learn how to connect with your intuition and act on it, and then manifest the life that you want in every single area, no matter what it is, whether it's your health and wellness, your career, your passion, where you're living. So I work across all of those different areas of your life, personal relationship, because I believe that when you're fully connected to your internal spark, then that's going to guide you to where you're supposed to be. But sometimes we think we have to be certain areas or certain places or go in a certain direction based on your survival, or based on fear or what you think is practical. Like I'm working with a client right now, and he's fully intellectual, but his soul's been calling, and so he wanted to work with me, and he had to fully trust that he can let that go. I'm just like,
exactly,
that's going to
you must trust that inner gut source feeling. When you get that feeling inside, it's that you need to trust, that feeling. It's the feeling is the one to trust, not this, because this is like computerized. It's like your intellectual intelligence. But there's another intelligence, your gut instinct, your feeling inside, where that's where you need to be, to trust that. That's that purpose. Absolutely.
It's hard to decipher whether it's your mind or your intuition.
Yes.
So that's where I come in, because I help people can be able to decipher the difference between the two. But I don't invalidate the mind either, because that comes in when it's meant to.
No.
But at the beginning, you have to have that open mind to receive first.
Yeah. Your mind is important. Your mind is important, but your mind shouldn't control all things that happen in your life, because your heart needs to you know, it's your heart, it's your gut instinct that needs to drive your mind, not the mind driving the other. You know what I mean? There has to be a two-way and a positive balance between the two. Your mind is amazing, but it's a part of your physicality. But there's something beyond that. This purpose, these feelings you can't touch. This passion you can't feel. You know what I mean? You can't feel it, you can't own it, but it's there. You can feel it. That's what you need to tap into, and I'm so delighted you're doing that, Maya. Not a lot of people, not a lot of people have followed their intuition. You know, they've gone with the mind, and then they end up saying, "That's not what I wanted to do at all. It doesn't make me feel good." It has to make you feel good, hasn't it?
Yeah, then people can kind of get it collapsed. Like, I can't follow my emotions because, like, feelings and emotions, like, there's a kind of like a distinction there. People go, if I follow my emotions, my whole life's going to turn into like a whole mess kind of thing. But I distinguish the difference between, there's a difference between your emotional state and then your vibrational state. So paying attention to the vibrational state of what vibrates with you, or what feels good, what in that way, but not, I'm upset because someone did something and I'm going to go, you know, forget you. You know, that's not even, that's still coming from your emotional body state, which is still the grounding of your body. But sometimes that can give you insight into your intuition if you're not paying attention, but there's a distinction there. It's not, you don't run crazy on your emotions like some emotional wreck, not being logical with what you need to survive, but you can pay it, you let your intuition lead above the mind and the emotional body. So it's a different distinction when we say.
And actually, do you know when you connect to when you connect to something that you love? Like, I get lost in cooking. I love cooking, and I get lost. I could cook for hours, and I wouldn't be. I could do it for the rest of my life. I love it. But you know, but that's what I'm saying. When you get lost in your love of something, and you get lost, and all of a sudden you come back to it, you know, to real life, and you go, my God, I've been 8-9 hours doing that, but you don't feel it because you've just been lost inside this passionate love that you have for doing something. That's what bliss is all about. It's you're actually mindless, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. When you're connected to all of who you are, not in the flesh, and then you experience yourself as limitless and timeless, because that's where we're not in the body, we don't experience time anyway. It's just, you know, it's just expanded space. The universe is expanding, and we're always expanding, but we're having
I always say time is just invented that, you know, to get you somewhere on time, to meet the same person at the same time. That's it. But time is not. Time is like, there's no time. Time is, it's like, you can't feel it. You can't touch it. You know, it's literally a physical thing.
It's so funny when people are like, oh, we've got to live in time. Like, scientists, can you measure time really? Not really.
It's like when I was telling you, okay, Maya, it's 2 p.m. your time and 8 p.m. my time, because myself and Maya were trying to make out what the time difference was between the two of us. And I actually said it's 8 and 2, and she said, no, I think it's 1 and 7. So eventually we got it right. Yeah, so there you go. There is no time. Yeah, absolutely. Maya, you write music as well, don't you?
Yeah. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I'm working on an album right now, which is exciting. I've been learning how to produce like the base content of my songs and my music before I send it off to some other producers to kind of build it to the next level. And I might release an acoustic version of it all, which is beautiful, because that's kind of how it came through. It's beautiful. It's beautiful music. It's really healing, and a lot of people cry, and you know, it helps people open up their heart chakra and even just connect with themselves.
Maya, you wrote a song, didn't you? You met this little girl on the beach. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That was on the East Coast. Yeah.
And you wrote
like kids get drawn, kind of like the Pied Piper.
I
Yeah,
know. Anyway, you wrote a beautiful song about that, didn't you?
yeah, yeah. It was called Angel. Actually, I didn't write the song about that moment. I had already written the song. So
Oh,
the history
really?
of behind, yeah, the actual story behind the song. It's called Angel of Light. A girlfriend of mine I think she was in San Francisco at the time, and I'd played for her before, so she kind of knew the vibe of the music. And she messaged me and she goes, "I'm going through a really tough emotional moment, and I didn't even know what was going on." She said, "I just need one of your healing songs." I'm just like, "All right, I guess it's time to get to work." I'm just here to help. And then I started recording one of my songs that I wrote to send her in like a voice note so she could just listen to it. But as I was recording that, Angel of Light was kind of downloading in the background, the
Yeah.
song. So then I had to quickly finish recording and I sent it to her and I said, "Hang on, another one's coming through." And so this one was kind of custom made for her based on, what I felt from, she didn't even share much, but it was just like, oh, so that was what it was for. So it's called Angel of Light. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can I ask you, will you sing it for us?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah. All right. My guitar, I call it Redwood. It's got like redwood on the side.
Oh, gorgeous.
I love the redwood forest, and so I kind of named
Yeah.
it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Hang on, let me just want to move this back a bit.
Yep.
Sending my love to everyone out there. I can't see any feeds because I'm not in the thing, but
Yeah, there's a good few on Angel Barboni, she's on our group, and Yvonne Butler, I think she's in our group, and there's some of your friends on as well, I think Maya, Mariana,
yeah, my
yeah, yeah, Mariana as well.
people from all over the world. Mariana's in Italy.
Is she? Oh, so nice to meet you, Mariana. I'm so delighted you're here. Thanks for coming.
We just finished some sessions. She's one of my clients.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
She took on
Marianne.
color.
Love back at you, Maya McClean, she said.
So humid down here that the guitar like detunes really easy.
Nice to meet you too, Marianne. Absolutely. Lovely Italian. Yeah, Italy's beautiful as well.
Yeah. Can you hear it properly?
Yeah.
If you need me, dear, just call out my name, and I'll be there for you. I can feel your soul from 1,000 miles away. It's like I'm there with you. Oh, Miami, to catch every I can feel your feet inside of your heart. Just let me melt away. And feel my wings as they wrap around you. Just call me home, angel. Just call me home, angel of light, angel of light, angel of light. Oh, I'm your angel of light.
Beautiful, Maya.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Maya, do you ever think you'll come to visit Ireland someday?
I'd love to. Haven't been there
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think you'd love it. It's
Huh?
very different. It's very different from, let's say, LA and all that, but it's got a beautiful wildness to it. Ireland has. It's wild, and
Yeah.
sometime in the future, when you're ready to feel your wildness, you'll have to come to Ireland and experience our ocean. The Atlantic crashing up against the rocks. It's just amazing. It's just a different energy. So it'd be lovely if you do come. I can't wait. I can't wait that you would come, because it could give you a big hug.
Yeah. Sounds good. And I
I
feel like I've
know.
always had a connection with Irish people, and maybe they feel like they're a little bit like Australians, a little bit.
Yeah,
Like they've got a feel like family or extended family, and I love the
yeah.
Irish music and culture, and I
Do
love
you?
their
Do
accent.
you? Oh yeah. Yeah, the Irish music is amazing. Yeah, have you ever heard of anything of Enya? You know Enya?
Yep, I love
Yeah,
Enya.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's beautiful. The Irish music, yeah, it's kind of haunting. Yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, Maya, thank you so much for joining me this evening. It's great to talk to you, and
Oh,
I love you so much, and may our friendship continue into the future. And I hope that we meet someday, in person, rather than we're always Facebooking or whatever. So I hope someday we meet, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, we made a lovely connection.
Huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're like soul sisters from across the
Must
ocean.
must be, yeah, yeah. Two sisters from different mothers or whatever, but we're sisters. Absolutely.
I
Listen,
also wanted to that I'm
yeah.
offering free introductions to my coaching program this week
Oh,
and next week. Yeah. So I can maybe drop some links in the group, and if anyone out there is
absolutely. Absolutely, Maya. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'd love
absolutely.
to
No,
see.
you're a very special energy, and um, you are, um, you know, you're meant to be doing what you're meant to be doing, and if you can help other people by your special energy, absolutely, just post in the group anytime. Absolutely.
Sounds
You
great.
know I'll always help you.
Yeah. I'd love to. And so anyone that has anything that they want to overcome or want to get a deeper understanding of listening to their intuition and moving through that,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
a little about the coaching program that goes
yeah,
for a 4-month coaching program. So we do a lot of goal setting, accountability, as well as helping move you through listening to your intuition and expanding your purpose through your passion. So that's what the program is about. So anyone who is ready for that next step in their evolution and they're wanting to really align with their life purpose, that's what the program is for. So we can just have a free introduction, a 30-minute conversation, and see whether what's there for you and what how I can help and be of service to uplift your vibration.
That's a great idea, Maya, and just gives a person then to feel if that's right for them or not. And yet they're connecting to you, so it should be, because if you were helping to raise the vibration of the planet and life on this planet, then I say yes to that. Absolutely. Yeah, I say yes to that. Yeah. So Maya, lovely to talk to you, and we'll catch up again soon. Love you loads.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me.
I love you too, and love to everyone that joined in. Thanks a million, guys, for joining. And Mariana and Yvonne Butler's there, and Angel Barboni. Yvonne Butler. There's another one as well. There's someone else, but I can't. Kelly. Oh, Kelly Edmondson is there as well. I love Kelly. Kelly's a friend of mine. Brilliant. Angel is saying thank you. So, okay, we'll finish it there. Maya, love you loads. Have a great day and have a great weekend. And I'll catch up with you soon. And thank you so much for talking to us tonight. Love you. Bye.